Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to you all. This is Chase. Thanks for watching today. The OG Talk channel where we discuss real life in a spiritual way. I'm out here. Sorry for the light. I just turned on by mistake. It is a very rainy, kind of chilly day out here in Northwest New Jersey. So this is part 2 of the Blame for Bleeding series, and today I want to talk about the people who give up, right? Can you imagine right now what people who have given their whole life to religion or an ideal of what life is supposed to be? Can you imagine what they feel like right now, knowing that most of their teachings and stuff have been false? They have doctored the Bible and taken stuff out and put stuff in, and there's a reason why they did that. See, the truth of it all is that we live in a prison that we can't get out of. So, you ever wonder, like, suicide rates in the world are going crazy, right? And we don't understand why there are so many missing people and so many people giving up on life. But can you blame them? Every day people are waking up and realizing that what they were taught in school is a lie. The family structure, the history of this country, the things that are going on right now in front of our faces. They are faced with the fact that there are elite people in this world who practice cannibalism. The Epstein list really shattered a lot of people's image of what this world really is. And now the truth is coming out that we're all slaves to this prison planet. And people can't take it. Can you really blame somebody for being what they call mentally ill because they see the truth and they don't want to participate anymore? We call people who quit or, take their own lives, we call them quitters, and we call them this, that, and the third, but we don't know what their reality is. And you don't know what situation or what you would do in a given situation. It's hard to go through life every day and feel like you're hopeless or that everything is your fault. But let me tell you something. As you hear the words right now, I'm really speaking to you, but I'm speaking to myself. Okay? There are times in life where I feel like the odds are so stacked against me. What is the purpose? I really want to get up and keep going and fighting every day, but yes. Because if you've come this far, look at all the stuff that you've made it through. We love to categorize people and say, oh, he's this, and this person's drugs, and this person does this, and this, especially in celebrity culture and things like that. But do you ever get, like, the next time before you criticize somebody, just try to look into their life. Look into their childhood. Look into the type of upbringing they had. The music mogul that's in jail right now, which I would not mention his name, because it's dangerous to mention some of these people's names or some of these countries and all of that. It's dangerous to mention these things. So the music mogul who is now in jail, when I saw what happened in his childhood and how he was raised and his parents, is there any wonder that he will follow in the same footsteps? Nobody gets absolved for the things they do wrong, no, but I'm trying to get more understanding as to why people do the things that they do. And we blame them for bleeding. Because if your parents teach you a certain way, how do you grow up any other way? Once you become an adult and you become on your own, but if all that's been programmed in you, you're only gonna push out what's inside of you. These violent criminals and these people that run around and, you know, abusing other people physically and stuff like that. Look at their childhood. See, all these negative experiences just pile on one to the other. So, you know, you might do something bad to somebody and then you don't even think about it no more, but that person is left with that for the rest of their life. I had a friend, right? He moved out of where I lived at now. I don't know if I would really call him I would call him a friend for the most part. But he told me about a story of something that happened to him when he was a teenager. And basically he was in like this summer camp or whatever situation. I think he was younger. But it's his story to tell. But he has a lot of deep emotional problems from being physically abused by boys in this camp. And his whole life trajectory after that has been filled with a lot of dark stuff, let's say. And the way he treats people, his girlfriend and stuff like that is very... It's just not the right way to treat people. And I know that happening to him, and I guess it happened a couple of times ever later in his life, that somebody physically took advantage of him as a kid. I mean, he's defenseless. Now, I'm thankful that has never happened to me. But I couldn't imagine, thank my parents for protecting me in certain instances, but, you know, just keeping me away from, you know, that just didn't happen to me. But for the millions of men out there, you wonder why they say it's a shortage of men and men are feminine and all that. These men, a lot of times, were attacked physically as kids and they couldn't do anything, and they've been holding those things in. But then we blame them for bleeding as to why there's no good men out here. This has all structurally been done by demonic forces to fracture the family, to make it's all set up to squeeze you into nothing so you can have just enough energy to support the system. We got to heal and stop blaming people for what has happened to them. The next time you hear about a high prominent person with millions of dollars, like that kid for the Cowboys that unalived himself or whatever earlier in the year, or I think, was that last season? I forget now, but millions of dollars, young, handsome, strong as an ox, playing for the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. You don't get no prestigious than that. He took his life. Let me tell you something. You matter. They may blame you for bleeding, but I won't. The people in this community won't, because we will heal together. I promise you that. I promise you that. We will heal one day together. It won't be like this forever. It won't. It won't be like this forever. Don't you dare believe it's like this forever. See, you have the answers, and we're all seeking them. But at the end of the day, there's no magic pill. There's no magic way to live life. There's no technique. There's no manifestation that's just going to happen. No, you got to look into the laws of the world and find your peace in it, because there are people who live peacefully every day that don't do what we do. We've just been placed in that part. Okay? Don't believe them. You are not to blame, because this world has crippled every one of us. Every one of us. They lied about everything, our whole existence. The Pilgrims and the Indians and Thanksgiving, our holidays are a lie. The parts they put in the Bible to make it not what it really is. Just keep thinking deeper, yo. And we'll get there. Later.